First of all, because they
Just
are.
like you do every time,
Because the
by
Israeli
way.
government
You do
is
this all the
genocidal. What the
time.
fuck are you
This is
talking
your
about,
thing.
you dumb
This is your
fuck?
fucking-
Oh, here we go. Now we're going to get into the good stuff. All right, guys. Today I'm going to get back to what got me started here on YouTube, and that's reaction content. So I'm going to react to Hasan Piker versus WillyMacs show's debate on WillyMacs videos. I feel like anybody who knows me knows that I don't like Hasan Piker. I think the guy just pretty much says whatever the hell he thinks. Traditional SJW. He just screams at the mountaintops. Anybody who'll listen to him, whatever his opinion is on stuff he knows absolutely nothing about. So I'm pretty excited to finally see someone get a chance to confront this guy, because anybody who knows in the past, he's done a very poor job at accepting debate invitations. He gets his butt whooped all the time, but I don't know what it is that made him decide randomly to accept the debate from someone. So with that said, let's get started.
On that note, here is the WillyMacs show. What's up, WillyMacs show?
Hey, what's up, Hasan?
Not much. So I am not very familiar with what you do, but I believe you've done a couple videos about how dog shit I am, I think, right? You want to turn on your camera, by the way?
I mean, I'm recording. I don't think I can at the same time.
Okay. All right. Well, that's unfortunate, but all right. So
I think WillyMac was probably just trying to mess with Hasan or something, because you don't go through YouTube without knowing how to record with your camera and your audio at the same time. I mean, come on. I think he's got to be trolling Hasan there.
You watch the videos?
No, of course not. I have a policy of not really watching videos such as that one, specifically because it will frustrate me, and then I will have to
You want to debate about a video you didn't even watch?
And you just literally summed up Hasan Piker in one instance right there. That is Hasan Piker to a T. You want to debate about a video you haven't watched? Yep, that's me. That's what I'd like to do. How do you debate someone on something you don't know? What's he gonna debate? I don't like how you said in the video how I blah 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 blah. What do you mean? You didn't see it? Oh, that's right. Again, you didn't see it. It's so stupid. This is getting off to a great start.
Why? Yeah, of course. You made the video. I'm not like debating a random person about a video I didn't watch. You made the fucking video. So let's hear.
I know, but
what
that
your
kind of like
gripes
that kind
are.
of links up to like my big criticism with you. Is that you don't actually put in the bare minimum effort to research anything.
Who's this crony in the background with Hasan Piker? Is this like his boy? Is this like his bodyguard? Yeah, by the way, if you don't like me stopping every so often, this is my video. Go back and watch the original. I'll put the original one's link in the description.
Before you jump to conclusions.
That is literally Hasan in a nutshell. Complete emotional reaction without any kind of research whatsoever attached.
That's why you're tweeting.
It sounds like, fuck, he got me here, man. Bait and switch. I thought I was being so slick here.
When you're like, hey, I want to debate Willy.
Do you really consider me watching a fucking dumbass YouTube video from a drama farming channel to be doing research?
Yes, if the entire debate is against the points made in that video, Hasan, come on, dude. How is this guy as rich as he is? Please, and if any of you guys below watch this guy, please explain to me what his charm is. Yeah, I'll admit he's a handsome guy, but that's pretty much all he's got going for him. Because Lord knows that his points and the way that he speaks and alliterates them are absolute trash.
I don't need to do research
this is what you're
on a
talking
video.
About. You're going into a topic you don't know anything about.
Brother, just give me what you want to say. Give me what you want to say. The video's about me, isn't it?
Yeah,
so fucking talk to me about what the fucking points of the video are, and let's discuss it. The fuck do you mean?
My main criticism.
Why would I have to research a video about myself?
I don't know. Maybe to prepare for the debate, like maybe to see what he said that he's wrong about, and then you could come back with why he's wrong. I don't know, like any kind of person who took any type of debate class in high school or, yeah, even before that, like in middle school, would know that you do just the slightest bit of research. No, not Hasan. Hasan, he don't got time for real research.
Like, oh man, I can't believe I have to watch.
I have no doubt you didn't.
I have to watch a fucking dumbass talk shit for 25 minutes and.
How does he know he's talking shit? He hasn't seen it. Like, what if everything he says is true? And Hasan's like, I don't know. How did you know that? How did you know all that about me?
Jerk off like all the fucking talking points that I've heard about myself over and over again. Incredibly stupid.
If you heard them over and over again, Hasan, why wouldn't you fix it? If everybody's got the same 3 complaints about you, don't you think that most normal people would be, oh man, everybody's got these same 3 complaints. Maybe I should adjust it. Maybe I should fix it. Maybe I should do better in the future. No, not Hasan. Hasan don't do that.
Stupid. Give me the fucking takes, and we'll talk about it. Okay, go on.
Yeah. My take is that you have a pattern of behavior where breaking news happens. You jump to wild conclusions, talking way too confidently.
Okay, give me an example.
Who disagrees with
example.
You.
Give me an example.
All right,
Are you going to talk about? Okay.
There was reports that.
I'll give an example before he even does, and that is Hasan claiming that he knows what a JDAM is just by the sound of it. And I've played DCS. A JDAM is a bomb that's dropped from a jet, a military aircraft. It spreads out along the ground, so it's just multiple explosions, destroying anything within that little radius. He claims that he knows what a JDAM is just by the sound of it. I would have to actually see it to be able to tell that it's a JDAM, although I probably could suffice to say that listening to it, I probably could tell if it was a JDAM or not. That's just one thing that jumps out to me anyway. Destiny's talked about this plenty times on his stream.
Ukraine was going to be invaded by Russia. You confidently said no, it wasn't. Despite all the reports, then Russia invades. And then instead of apologizing and correcting the story, you then
I didn't apologize and correct the story?
You justify the invasion.
Wait,
right?
I didn't apologize and correct the story?
Let me finish my...
Wait, hold on.
No, this is important. This is the pattern of behavior.
Because you said you... Wait, hold on.
This is a big complaint again about Hasan, is that he usually cuts people off before they get to the logical part of their points. Like, basically somebody will set up a scenario, and then they'll come through with logic about why it's wrong. But Hasan, he doesn't let you get to that second logical point. He lets you build it up, and then he stops you there before you can make a logical point, and then he cuts you off. That's Hasan 101 right there.
Hold on. You're the one who doesn't do his research, because I did apologize, and I did correct the record. You just didn't fucking see it.
You kind of walked it back, too.
Wait, no. I very clearly apologized.
No. You see, I am super smart, and you are a miscreant below me. You do not understand what it's like to be Hasan, with being cursed with so much knowledge. That's me. I am French Hasan.
Apologize for it. You didn't see that because all you do is look at fucking clip.
It's in the video. It's in one of my videos.
So why did you just now bring it up as though I've never apologized?
Oh, this is so
It's got to be the most frustrating thing ever to debate Hasan. Not because like he comes with so many points and facts, but because he just comes with complete ignorance and counts it as a win. If he said it, it's gotta be true. Right, guys? That's how it works with the old Hasan.
And then the worst part is when people call you out.
Why did you just bring that up as I never apologized?
It's all out of context.
Why did you just say I never apologized for it when I did?
Right? You claim that's all out of...
You moved the goalpost and you tried to fucking act like I was just backtracking.
I didn't move the goalpost, dude.
Just to be completely fair here, I will say that he did say that Hasan never apologized, and then Hasan did say, yes, I did apologize, and you're moving the goalpost saying I didn't, which, I mean, to be fair, Willymacs did kind of brush over the fact that he didn't apologize. He said he walked it back, which I guess we'd have to get into a whole debate on whether or not walking back or apologizing is the same thing. An apology is when you come out and say, hey, I was wrong here, you know, I'm sorry, I got it wrong. Something still bad happened, but it might not have been that bad, but something bad still happened. So if that's the case, then Willymacs might have a point here.
This is exactly my criticism.
You did. Stop saying this is exactly my criticism. Okay, but if your criticism is
video,
fucking stupid.
Your apology is in there.
Okay,
you just didn't watch it, so you're just making shit up right now. That's what you're doing.
No, I'm going off of what you're saying.
Because you didn't watch the video, because you don't research anything, which is the whole criticism.
Why would I watch a fucking stupid video that you made when I'm talking to you? Because the video is about me.
I don't know. Again, I'm just going to sound like a broken record here. How can you debate someone on a topic if you have no idea what points they're making about you? How can you prove them wrong if you have no idea what they're saying about you? Like if I was like, oh, that person's wrong about everything they've said about me, no matter what it is, and then they're like, all he said was that you enjoy Red Bull. And I was like, oh, well, actually, I do enjoy Red Bull. I guess he was right after all.
With your words that I didn't actually apologize.
You're saying
you said with your words
that I did. Is this what you're going to talk over me when I'm giving you the answer?
Yep.
No.
I'm giving you a very straightforward answer. I did do that.
Exactly my criticism. Okay, but if your criticism is fucking stupid.
Your apology is in there.
Okay.
You just didn't watch it, so you're just making shit up right now. That's what you're doing.
Yeah. Essentially, that's exactly what Hasan does. Anybody who's ever watched him for more than 5 seconds could tell that this guy has no clue what the fuck he's talking about at all, about any topic that he talks about. I will say the bare minimum he does is maybe go and watch like CNN's take on it, and then that's his gospel.
I'm going off of what you're saying.
Because you didn't watch the video, because you don't research anything, which is the whole criticism.
Why would I watch a fucking stupid video that you made when I'm talking to you, because the video is about me? You
That's
said
topic
with
right now,
your
and you're
words
saying
that I didn't actually apologize.
You're saying
You
I
said
did
with
do
your
something
words
that I did. Is this
you
what you're
said
gonna do? You're gonna talk over me when I'm giving you the answer?
Yeah, that's exactly what he does. He doesn't let you get to your point. He makes sure he cuts you off before you get to your point, so that way, that if you had a point, you get all scattered brain before you can even get to your point. Well, I mean, that might be a solid debate strategy, to be honest with you.
no.
I'm giving you a very straightforward answer. I did do that.
Okay.
I did cover your apology.
So you said I did apologize, but it wasn't
Yeah,
good
and then
enough
I
for you. Is that
showed
what you're
it,
saying?
and then I showed you apologizing for making your completely, like, fairly baseless claims, jumping to conclusions, and then you followed that up by making more baseless claims, jumping to conclusions.
Who? Hasan? Never. That man does more research than anybody else I know. Does my nose just get bigger because that was a straight lie?
Okay. Go on.
He's like, okay, that's fair. That's fair. You might be right.
What are the baseless claims that I made that I jumped to conclusions on, even though you originally said I said that Russia would never invade Ukraine, which is true. I did say that.
Well, that was wrong. That aged pretty badly. Over a year into that war now.
Because I did think that it would be an unimaginably stupid decision for Russia, okay, which I claimed would be impossible to occupy Ukraine, a country with 44 million people whose entire national independence movement has revolved around literally trying to escape from Russia for the most part, regardless of the Russian-speaking population in the Eastern Front. Okay. Having said that,
I mean,
however,
this has nothing to do with what I said, though. This is all just random nonsense.
See, I haven't seen Willymacs' video either, so I'm going into this with the same knowledge that Hasan has about it, and I'm not the one claiming that I know everything about this. This is strictly me reacting to Hasan and Willymacs' debate. But already, if Willymac wanted to debate me, the bare minimum I could do is watch the video that the guy put out about me. You know what I mean?
Because you're a fucking scumlord drama farmer.
This is another thing that Hasan does. He just ends up watering down people by like insulting them, which is by far the most liberal move that you could possibly take in a debate. Is by being like, you're a Yahtzee. We're not allowed to say the N-I-Z-I word anymore, so on YouTube, because we get demonetized. But I don't know, this video might be demonetized anyway since I'm reacting to a video. But you could literally just be like, I don't debate with Yahtzees.
Of course it doesn't have anything to do with anything, because the specifics don't matter to you.
The specifics do matter.
Well, if they do, then when I describe...
All right, here, I got another one. Let's do this one, too.
There's an entire YouTube video called I Was Wrong About Ukraine. Like, there's literally...
and in that same video, you make more claims about...
Like what?
If I remember, I mean, this is a year ago I made this video.
Go ahead.
I'm guessing
like what?
You didn't watch that either.
Like what? Of course I didn't watch it.
So
why would I watch a fucking
stream?
drama farmer who has no understanding of geopolitical conflict?
So he's saying Willymac has no idea about geopolitical conflict, but Hasan does? Destiny, who knows Hasan better than most people, would probably beg to differ that point. His biggest complaint with Hasan is that Hasan does no research and has these incredibly strong takes on subjects that he knows absolutely nothing about.
As for this debate, and now you're all confused and butthurt that you're getting fucked up in it. Like, I don't know what to do.
I'm sorry. You fucking brainlet. Give me what the fucking inconsistency was. You made the video.
I will say neither one of these guys so far has really shined in this debate because Willymac's not being able to get out any points, and Hasan's not really proving anything that Willymac says wrong either. So we're kind of just like stuck in purgatory right now.
You made the video. Give me the inconsistency or what you consider to be false information. Are you having a hard time without a script or without people fucking feeding you clips that you can post?
Pretty good, bro. Nobody's fed me anything.
Dude,
you're killing
it. You're killing it, dog. Come on, go ahead. What's the second point? What is the
Hurry up, my time is valuable. What do you think I do? Sit here on this computer all day? Actually, that's exactly what I do. Like, where's he got to be? If Hasan was confident in what he's talking about, he would have no problem debating anybody. Like, that's really what it comes down to. But right now, he's just rushing this guy along.
Lie that I told about Ukraine.
It's not a lie. It's just you made more claims. You made more bases.
Like what?
Claims.
What is the claim?
I gotta go pull it up in the video because you didn't.
You didn't prepare for your own fucking. You didn't prepare where you were literally coming on here to talk about not Israel Palestine, mind you, but about Ukraine, and you didn't even fucking prepare with talking points.
You didn't prepare with talking points either, Hasan. Come on, man. This is honestly breaking my brain between the two of these guys. Willymacs should have absolutely prepared. If he really wanted to do his exposing Hasan the way he wanted to, like, he should have had everything prepared the minute he knew that he was going to be able to be on the show.
I'll talk to you about Israel-Palestine. That'll be the next point. It's you doing the same thing again. Well, dude, how do you impromptu ask me to a debate this minute?
Why is he apologizing to Felix? Felix, you know who Felix looks like? He looks like a young version of the grandpa on Independence Day.
Yeah, this I can see.
If I had a day to prepare, I would have everything, but you didn't. You just completely, like, you blew this whole
it's your
thing
video.
up.
It's your video about me. These should be so simple for you to be like, this is where you lied. Just say it. We already established that the first thing. The first thing you did was wrong. Are you trying to link me your video? I'm not going to watch your video. Just say it with your mouth, with your words.
Yeah, because God forbid, you know, Hasan has something directly in front of him where he could prove that the guy's wrong. I mean, isn't that what Hasan does for a living, is react to videos, right? That's one of the big criticisms he gets. Him and people like XQC who just watch other people's content online. Not that that's not what I'm doing right now. It's 100% what I'm doing right now. I'm adding commentary to it, which makes it under fair use of YouTube. So when you go to copyright this bullcrap, I want you to understand that this is fair use. I am transforming this content.
Go ahead.
I have to watch my video to see what my receipt is, because this is a year old. Right? I didn't know where this
You don't even know your own video.
going.
You don't know the contents of your own fucking video.
I made it
Really?
a year ago.
I bet you that Hasan probably doesn't know the contents of his own videos either. I will give him credit, like how he knew he walked back the idea of Ukraine, but yeah, that doesn't escape the fact that this is complete and utter total baloney.
You think
I
you're
like how
doing a
this
good
is
job
joke
right
for
now?
you when instead
Do
of
you think
letting
you're
me
doing a good
find the
job right now,
receipt.
defending your position? Like, it's
Yeah,
such a
I do,
profound
bro.
position.
You're doing
It's such a
exactly what I
profound
expect you to
position
do.
that you don't even fucking remember your own talking points. Oh my lord!
Dude, I'm trying to find your talking point.
This is the
I'm
this
trying
is
to
the
find your talking point.
I know my talking points that you claim are wrong
Mm-hmm.
should be, you know, in the chamber for you to fire off. You came on here because you thought, let's have a
Bro,
conversation about these fucking videos that I've made.
Do instantly right now, right when I was out.
Stop complaining. Give me the talking points. Come
Now
on.
look at you
Stop.
shift the goalpost around.
Stop
You're such a coward.
complaining. Tell
You gotta
me
wait- you
what
gotta
it
wait 5 minutes.
was.
Neither one of these guys are doing a really strong job. Both these guys suck incredibly badly at debating right now. Neither one of them has made too strong of a point. And mind you, this is coming from a guy who can't stand Hasan. Like, I can't stand that dude. I think that everything he does is just out there. It's all from an emotional perspective with no factual idealism behind it. It's just straight emotional trauma, angry, you know, stoking the flames of his fan base. That's all he does. And honestly, I feel like maybe this is why he let Willymacs come on, because he knew that Willymacs was going to, like, shit their bed. But I would love to see him debate, like, Destiny. I bet you Destiny would rip Hasan a new a-hole.
I need to find this.
Stop
You gotta wait a little bit.
bitching. Tell me what it fucking was.
Stop
You started the
bitching.
conversation by talking about Ukraine. Why did you bring up Ukraine if you weren't fucking ready to talk about it?
I should have known better, too, heading into this. Now, granted, we're only 8 minutes in, but if Hasan really got the floor wiped with him, he would have not have posted this. The fact that he posted this suggests to me that maybe he feels like he did an okay job at defending himself.
Your
Bro,
first point
'cause
that you brought
invited
up was
me
that
on
I never
Instagram,
apologized
dude.
for it. I
didn't have-
debunked it
I
within
have
fucking
everything
seconds.
listed out and all the receipts right here, but you said get on now. Willie No Show.
Okay, go
Now
ahead.
I'm here,
Come
and now
on,
I'm
Willie
pulling
No
up the
Show.
receipt.
Come on. What's the
All you're
second
doing
talking
is
point?
yelling in my ear while I'm pulling up the receipt.
Willie No Show. Give me the second talking point. If you're not this fucking passionate about the subject, then you're basically admitting that you're a
When
fucking
I make my
bottom-feeding
video,
drama
it's going to
farmer
be there,
who
and
has
you're just
no
gonna
interest
look
in.
retarded. Like, you're just
Do
gonna
you-
look retarded because I'm gonna pull it up in my when I make
Okay,
my
then
video.
pull it up.
It's
Then
there.
pull it up. Stop.
Well, Hasan does make a profession of looking retarded online, so I guess that's just regular business for him.
Stop fucking complaining about it after the fact. Go ahead. I'm here right now. If you are genuinely interested in truth and research or whatever,
And-
you have this wonderful opportunity. You have this wonderful
You
opportunity to
won't
ask me
give me a
personally.
minute to pull it up. I'm trying to listen, but I'm hearing you twice. Once from my video and once from you just bitching in my ear.
Oh my god.
So you gotta wait. Yeah, that's how
This is the
research works.
greatest.
It's a
This is
little
the
slow.
greatest brain power we got, folks.
You
All
want
right.
me to just move on from this?
All
so
right,
we can
I'm
be
muting.
quick or
I'm
what?
muting myself. I'm muting myself. Go ahead, watch your video, and then you can come back. Okay?
I will say this is pretty bad, Willie. Like, I don't know if Willie knew he was going to be on the show or not, but like he should have had his talking points organized. Like, if Hasan brought me on to debate him, I would have every single thing I wanted to say to him, like, listed on my second monitor ready to go.
A few minutes later.
All right, I got it.
All right, he's got it. He's got it. All right, let's hear it.
I got it.
All right. Thank you,
Yep,
Willie
your
Mac. No
claim
show.
was you said.
I can't blame him for that. He wants to quote him exactly the way that he says it. So that I can understand why he wants that. But like, write this stuff down, bro. This is like debate 101.
It was in your video. I was wrong about Ukraine. And you said people are acting like Kiev's getting bombed, like that would never happen. And then it's literally did happen. So it's you just again making more you're making your apology video about being wrong and making baseless claims that you know nothing about.
This is your take.
Wrong. It's a pattern of behavior.
This is your take from February 22nd, 2022.
Yeah,
another thing that I was
again. You've done it since then.
I've done it since then.
Times since
People are acting like Kiev's getting bombed. It did happen. You're right about that.
Did, and you said
also,
it wouldn't. So
do you think that I didn't cover?
Example of you
Wait, hold on.
That's my go-to. It's enough.
I didn't say.
Do you think that it was a thing? Do you have any genuine opinions?
Don't think it was a good thing.
Do you have any genuine opinions about?
Yeah, my opinion
Russia's
is that was
involvement
bad.
in the Ukraine?
My opinion on that is that you shouldn't be talking about shit.
Brother,
you know
hold up. We're having a conversation about Ukraine and Russia. We're having a conversation about you.
Look, I'm be the first person to tell you that I don't know dick squat about this stuff, right? I know the difference between right and wrong, and that's pretty much where I come from. I come from a base of as the casual audience, I would say, because I feel like most people don't know all the stuff about this that maybe Hasan does, or not. Okay, not Hasan. That maybe people like Destiny do. You know, that's why I think like being a person who has the opportunity to sit here and react about my points of view is valid, because I feel like most people go to Hasan to get information, which first off, that's a big mistake. Don't do that. All right. Because he's wrong most of the time, if not all the time. He just comes from a place of anger. I remember back when Hasan first came on the scene working with the Young Turks, he'd pop up on my Facebook feed and I'd be like, oh, this guy's kind of cool. Look at he's got slouched back in his chair. He looks kind of, it's like finally the left has someone who they can kind of comes off like he's cool. Now he's a complete twerp, and I can't believe that I ever thought that guy was cool at all. Then again, the party's changed so much. At this point, he's too far in with the leftist organization to get out, but it is what it is.
Ukraine and Russia, and I'm asking you a specific question. I'm asking you a specific question.
My conversation's about you, because my videos are about you and your pattern of behavior and your poor reporting, and now you're trying to shift it all these other ways because you can't face the truth.
Russia had not bombed.
To be fair, you both suck
Russia
at
had
it.
not bombed Kiev at the time. That's number one. Number two, of course, as soon as that did happen, I covered it. Of course I did, because that's what I'm doing.
The criticism isn't
that
you didn't cover it. The criticism is that you're making baseless claims you don't know anything about, talking so confidently, as if you got a whole fucking research team behind you, when you don't. You're talking out your ass.
He does. He's got CNN's webpage, bro. That's who he goes to research. Come on. So really, your anger's with CNN or MSNBC. Those are the ones that he goes and does the research. But we all know that those are propaganda forums at this point in time. They don't worry about the truth as much as they worry about the narrative.
This is the
brother. Do you have a whole research team behind you? Because you're not
me. I actually did research just now, and you could barely be patient enough to sit there and listen through it.
That's fair point. Fair point. He did say, go do your research. But again, I have to say that if you're going to be debating someone on a stream, you should have your stuff organized. Although, again, I don't know the behind the scenes of how this all came to be. Like, I don't know if maybe Willie Mac didn't know that he was going to be able to be on the show. So that's why he didn't have stuff organized. But if he knew that he was going to be on the show, he should have had his talking points like ready to go well ahead of time.
Because it's a video. You made a video a year ago about me talking about my opinion on Russia and Ukraine. You personally do not have an opinion on Russia or Ukraine at all. I have taken accountability on my. I've taken accountability.
How does he know that he doesn't have an opinion on Russia or Ukraine at all? Because as far as I know, they haven't brought that up yet.
On the things that I've reported wrong.
You should do the research. If I'm not willing to,
I have taken accountability on the things that I have reported wrong on.
Wars. When you can't do the
Willie no script. Shit. Listen to me. I've taken accountability on the things that
I thought he said he did have a script
that I have said that are incorrect. Of course, on the editorial perspective, on the editorial side, of my coverage, okay, on the editorial side of my coverage, if I make a prediction or a speculation, it can sometimes be wrong. That speculation is always going to be on foundational analysis that is solid.
I got another one too. I got just more examples.
Do you have an issue with do you have an issue with my analysis of the situation? Because I can't possibly do research on things that haven't happened yet. I can simply.
WillyMacs' whole point is that Hasan said that Russia wasn't going to invade Ukraine. So he just said he can't commentate on things that haven't happened yet, or do research on things that haven't happened yet. But he definitely felt strong about his opinion that Russia wasn't going to invade Ukraine. And then, of course, that happened, as we all know. So I don't know what Hasan's talking about here.
No, you just make it up.
And this entire, do you think when I say, guys, I don't think that Russia will bomb Kyiv is actually, in your opinion, like me making up something? Or do you think it's speculation?
No, the clip is actually you talking really condescendingly about people who think that could happen. That's the clip.
Okay, but you're...
That's true.
Yeah, okay. You don't... Yeah, so is this all just tone policing? Is that what it is?
You're talking about.
Is this all? So all of this is just you personally tone policing the way I'm covering the fucking news?
No, it's not tone policing. It's about your.
Do you have any?
Basically, what WillyMacs saying is, if you go and you're like, what kind of effing moron thinks that Russia's gonna bomb Kiev? Like, you gotta be a complete idiot. And then Russia bombs Kyiv, right? I don't know about you, but that's bad. At least when you have the following that Hasan does. Like, someone like me who only has like 1,400 subscribers, like, I could literally say whatever the hell I want, and I'm not making too huge of an impact on the internet. You know, maybe for the few of you guys who watch everything I do, I love you for that. But Hasan's got millions of people watching him. In fact, like, it's almost like he's got such a loyal fan base that they stop what they're doing every day to go watch him stream, which, first off, what the hell's wrong with y'all? And secondly, that's a big influence on the people around him. So, you know, what he says, people value. That's why people have such a problem with it.
Anyone interest or any curiosity in, like, Russia and Ukraine at all? Or is all you do fucking drama farming off of clips? Because over the course of this entire conflict, I've dedicated tens or hundreds of hours into my coverage, and the analysis in and of itself comes from a solid foundation. Now, the predictions might be wrong, and it certainly was, which is something that I took accountability for, even though you said I had not. So here's my question to you.
You then just did the same mistake again. You did the same criticism again.
Did you look into, okay, what sources I was looking at and where I was getting this opinion from?
Yeah,
because
there were sources beyond
just like looking at YouTube clips and regurgitating talking points, specifically that you've heard from other like neoliberal commentators and whatsoever. Neoliberal commentators is the same fucking 5 clips that you are going to present here.
You think Destiny's secretly behind this? Is this what you're crying about right now? Is this why you keep saying random shit?
Does it sound like I'm
yeah, it does. You just said, yeah, it does. You're talking about stuff that doesn't matter.
Brother,
you're trying to shift the goal.
Poor Felix in the background, just like, all by myself. Debate bros.
Away from the criticism, which is your poor reporting. You bring me on to debate, you let me pick the debate topic, and now you won't engage. Okay. It's incredibly frustrating.
I am trying to engage with you. I am trying to engage with you.
This is hard to watch because neither one of them are making really strong points. Like, WillyMac at least has some kind of direction and he's trying to go. To be fair, though, WillyMac is the one making all the accusations. And, like, far be it from me to be, like, on Hasan's side because, again, I have so many problems with the guy as well. But WillyMac is the one making the accusations towards Hasan, so he should be coming with his questions prepared. Let me hear your grievances, okay? This is why your grievances are wrong. But WillyMac hasn't been able to really do that yet. So far, we've been stuck on the one Ukraine topic, right? The one Ukraine topic. And we're 15 minutes into this debate.
I'm trying to engage with you. I'm trying to engage with you in good faith as best as I possibly can. And all you've done so far is go through your YouTube video to be like, well, you said Kyiv wasn't being bombed, and actually it wasn't at the time, but then it got bombed afterwards. Listen, let me finish. Okay, I'm going to mute you if you don't let me finish. Okay?
Go for it.
You said Kyiv wasn't being bombed at the time. It wasn't. Okay, and then you said, okay, well, guess what? Guess what, dude? Your tone was off. Okay, well, my tone was
It
off.
wasn't
You
your
don't
tone.
like it,
It's
but you
it's
haven't
your
brought up,
reporting.
I was being condescending.
It's
You
actually
haven't
your
brought up
reporting.
the actual research or the actual analysis that led to these conclusions. Part of the reason why you haven't done that is because you have no idea what
Alright.
these sources are.
Since you're just talking in circles on this, can I just go to the next one?
I'm not talking in circles on
Please,
this
for the love of God, go to
whatsoever,
the
but
next
go
one. We
ahead.
have not made any
Let's talk
progress
about the
on this
next point.
whatsoever.
The next one.
But for the record, I am not
missile hits the
clairvoyant. I
hospital.
cannot predict the future. I cannot predict the future.
No, I
So
know
I just
you
want to
should,
point that out.
but it's you talking on breaking news, like you know what the fuck's gonna happen and you don't. You're talking completely out of line. So,
Wait,
all right,
wait,
That's fair. I mean, I think that's Hasan's whole niche, though, is or niche is going and finding breaking news as it's happening and then commentating on it. I think that's what people look to him for. Like, if something happens, then they know that Hasan's, at the very least, let them know what's going on. So it makes sense, I guess. But honestly, I think Hasan would probably be way better off if he just told people what he read as opposed to giving his feedback on what's going to happen next.
the missile hit.
Hold up.
Can I just go to the next point?
Hold up. My speculation on what may happen, okay, in the future is not always going to be correct. Everybody understands
It's
this.
usually wrong. Yeah.
It's usually wrong. The only
It's
example
wrong a
you
lot.
brought
You
over.
said the CIA is why Iran bombed the U.S.
Do
base,
you
bro.
do you know
Like,
how many?
said
Do
the
you
only
know
reason
how
the
many hours?
protesters are
Do you
taking
know
down
how many
pictures
hours?
of Israelis is because it's a psyop to make Palestinians look bad.
He's very, very pro-Palestine. Now, first off, I'm going to say I don't really know everything there is to know about the Middle East conflict, but I will say that from what I have learned, it does seem like Israel is way more willing to cooperate than Palestine is. I mean, that's just what I've gathered from the information. And Hasan is 110% team Palestine. He has a hard time, like, really, truly condemning Hamas.
Hold on. What base are you talking about? I don't even know.
Hamas
what
is
you're talking
trash,
about,
by the way.
Iranian thing. What?
What they did was disgusting.
Iran struck a U.S. base, and then you said it's the CIA. No shot. It's the CIA. Complete because you were like, oh, there's a nuclear deal. Why would Iran do that? No way. No shot. 100% confidence. Iran then takes credit for it, and then you cope, mauled, and seethe to your audience.
Wait, I'm so.
I know you don't know
I'm-
because you use so much bullshit all the time. You can't even remember.
Yeah,
what this is.
perhaps the reason for why you are maybe the reason why I'm confused and the reason why you're a little bit confused on this is because in every single circumstance, that every single thing that you've brought up, there's almost always a correction that comes after the fact. You, on the other hand, do not see the correction, or you, on the other hand, see the 30 second to 2 minute, 30 second to 2 minute videos, which is enough for you to try and develop a consistent
Dude, this
narrative.
is from your whole live stream, by the way. I'm watching everything in context. This is cope from you saying that this is out of context. It's the same shit Andrew Tate does and the Red Pillars do to me, claiming everything's out of context when it's not. That was your opinion at the time. You said those words. They came out of your own mouth. Go do the research.
Can I ask you something? Can I ask you something?
So WillyMac is apparently a leftist? I don't know. I've found myself partyless over the last few months. Although I will say I do like Ron DeSantis.
Can I ask you something really quickly?
Whoa.
Okay. One. This is important for you to comprehend.
That's
I'm
big,
sure.
big knowledge
Do
getting
you
dropped
think
here.
That over the course of thousands of hours of coverage, okay, thousands of hours of coverage, especially when something is like being immediately brought to my attention, okay, immediately brought to my attention, which I don't even know what you're talking about, but
I know.
I don't remember what you're talking about. But over the course of thousands of hours of coverage, when I, for example, read something in the chat and respond to it, okay, do you think that this is like reporting, or do you think that I'm giving like immediate commentary?
Breaking news you cover. This isn't a random chat comment. This is breaking news that's happening.
Okay.
I think what most
understand
people,
that.
you should do what most people do and wait for the story to be out there before you start spurging out, making wild accusations.
But that's not Hassan's thing now. Hassan's niche is that he reacts to breaking news. Like, it's not that he waits to find out what actually is going to happen and then comments on that. That's what responsible people do. That's why I've waited 6 days to do this video. You're welcome.
Here, can I go to the next one?
You need to limit your TOS worthy takes here. This isn't fucking YouTube or whatever.
What is my what TOS did I break?
You can't use unfortunately, I know, and I used to do this in the past as well. You can't use ableist language, but go on.
Oh, like the R word. I got you. My bad.
Yeah. Destiny says that word like left and right all the time. And I don't know what he's talking about. YouTube's pretty strict on that stuff. Like, if I were to say the word retard like 100 times, I'm pretty sure YouTube would probably demonetize my video. But once, they might let it go.
Okay.
But that is such a virtue signal thing for Hasan to do. We're not getting anywhere on this debate, but you know what, man? You can't say retard. Okay, that's pretty ableist on your behalf. All right. That's like the one win so far Hasan's got. Which, honestly, I think that's overrated. Everybody knows what you're talking about when you use that word. Nobody thinks you're bashing mentally challenged people. Like, come on.
I'm glad that you're a fan, though.
Well, yeah, I don't. You know, this is your job. I don't want to ruin that. So, for instance, like the missile hit the Gaza hospital. Both sides blamed each other. That's the breaking news, right? And instead of waiting for more information, you jump to conclusions saying it was 100% Israel. 100%.
Okay.
You were so confident.
That's true. He definitely blames everything on Israel. And he doesn't really ever take accountability for when he's wrong on that kind of stuff. I've seen this on Destiny's channel several times where Destiny will talk about how the IDF has bombed the hospital and, you know, clearly it wasn't the IDF. He's so certain that it was the IDF. Nobody can shake him from that notion.
Good point. Good point. Can I ask you a question?
Can I go through the whole thing before you go?
No. Hold on. This is important. This is important. No. We're not jumping. We're talking about this. Okay. We're talking about this specific thing. Finally,
we're talking about this.
Israel and Palestine. When I said that, I didn't just go, "Oh, I have no other opinion on this matter. I simply think Israel definitely did this because I want Israel to have definitely done this." The reason why I said this, and you do this regularly, okay? When I say something on this stream, okay, oftentimes, especially if it's a developing story.
Like, how do you know I say this stuff?
Especially if it's a developing story.
Oh, sounds like you might have watched it.
On an issue that is happening, I look to all of the circumstantial evidence on the matter, and I look to everything else that is going on thus far. Now, we're two adult individuals here. Do you think...
Debatable.
Do you think it is unfair to say Israel blew up the hospital, like Israel bombed the hospital?
I think when there's a claim like that, you wait for information, right? I mean, there's a million things.
That's true. You can't just go running down the street being like, "Guess what Israel did? Everybody, guess what they did?" It's not how that works. You know, you can't just. You could want it to be what happened, but it's not all the time what it is. You know, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. My brain is hemorrhaging from this.
Information is that there was.
Can I respond? There's a million things to criticize the IDF for. That's right out there, right? You know this. I've seen you do it all day on stream. You get them on shit that they 100% deserve. But when there's something like that, and instead of waiting for reports, while the report is literally Israel and Hamas blame each other, right? You don't know what the story is. You don't know if they did it or not. And you say 100%. They 100% did it. That's a huge disaster, bro. That's like
at that point. First of all, who do you think blew up the hospital? Like the hospital courtyard, rather. Who do you think bombed the hospital courtyard?
I think most investigations point towards it being either the Islamic Jihad or Hamas, right? It's like a misfired rocket. And then what you did in response to that was, instead of being like, yeah, I think since most of the reports are going this way.
Why do you think it's wait, hold on. Why do you think it's Hamas or Islamic Jihad and a rocket misfire?
Well, that was just what most of the investigations turned out.
So
I know Channel 4 had a different one.
Because you're bringing this up, and this is really important to understand. One, all of the circumstantial
evidence. You say that
every
time, but it never is.
Okay, all of the circumstantial evidence at the time, of course, after the 6,000 bombs that Israel had dropped on Gaza, a densely populated open-air prison, the 6,001st bomb, understandably, was going to be an Israeli bomb. To this day, we still do not know whether this was an Islamic Jihad rocket that was misfired or whether or not this was actually an artillery shell that might have hit a fuel tank, or even some other kind of munition that Israel may have deployed.
So why did you say it was
now,
100%
the reason why,
Israel and then call everyone genocidal freaks that disagreed with you?
You don't actually watch the content beyond.
You demonize them.
Because, first of all, because they
Just
are.
like you do every time,
because the Israeli government is genocidal. What the fuck are you talking about, you dumb fuck?
Here we go. Now we're going to get into the good stuff. It's time for Hasan to start being Hasan. This is what I was waiting for. Eventually, it always gets to a point where he just boils over and then just snaps out like a child.
4,500 children have been ruthlessly slaughtered. You think that's not genocidal?
Shift the topic again.
Oh, the one hospital might. Wait. What?
Do you think maybe Hamas has something to do with all this death and destruction going on in Palestine, and they're just blaming Israel because their whole motive behind Israel is to destroy them all? I mean, optics are a big thing. I'm just saying, like, I'm caulking out my ass, but like, I'm gonna be the first one to tell you I don't know shit about this. But I will tell you that from the research I've done between the treaties and things like that, it definitely seems like Israel is much more cooperative with trying to make peace in that area than Palestine is. Because Palestine's whole thing is death to all the Jews, right? And if someone was out there being like death to all Americans, do you think I'd want them as my neighbor? Hell's to the effing no, bro.
Willie, shut the fuck up and listen, dumbass.
Yeah,
Do you really think that if one fucking hospital wasn't bombed by Israel and this was a fucking actual misfire, that all of a sudden means that like that all of a sudden means that like Israel's not doing ethnic cleansing?
Right now, you're doing it in real time.
Dude, just fucking answer my question. Do you think that the ethnic cleansing campaign, if you take out the bombing, okay? Yeah. If you take out the one time that this hospital's bombed, okay? If you take that out, do you think out of the equation, do you think Israel is all of a sudden not doing ethnic cleansing in Gaza?
No, that's not what I said. This is what you're trying to.
I'm asking you. Okay, then.
I just said no.
Okay, good. Dude, I'm glad. Okay, so what's your reports? Okay, got it. No. Got it.
Got it. Good.
Reports,
got it.
And you go ahead and they side with it. You continue to call them genocidal, even though that's the fact of the info. That's what
Willie, my boy.
When I cover these kinds of
stories, you ignore the news, bro. That's the point. You just like lie and come up with your own shit.
I don't ignore the news. You ignore the rest of the fucking coverage, because on the day of the hospital bombing, I personally said, okay, that the highest likelihood of this hospital being bombed is from
you also
Israel.
said it was 100%.
Just shut the fuck up and listen, okay? Shut up and
keep
listen.
Shifting the goalpost. Keep
listen, I'm not shifting the fucking goalpost.
Both these guys seem like they're just absolute morons, to be honest with you guys. It's just, we're not getting anywhere in this debate. I'm just being straight up with you guys. Like, I don't feel like I've learned anything. I don't feel like anybody's really jumped out to a big lead. I feel like all of WillyMac's problems with Hasan are the same problems I have with Hasan. However, I would have gone about this a completely different way. Like, when you have to get into F you, bro, F you, man, like, you're already losing the debate. Like, both of them. Willie seems like he's approaching it from, like, you're a hack, bro, and Hasan's like, no, you're an idiot, bro. Like, that's pretty much all I've gotten from this debate so far. We haven't learned anything. We have not learned a single thing from either one of these guys right now, except that they both are very poor planners.
It's my own coverage. I'm giving you additional feedback. If you actually genuinely cared about the truth instead of fucking clip chimping and drama farming, you would understand that on that same day, on that same day, over and over again, I said the highest probability of this is that this is an Israeli bombing campaign. Part of the reason why I said that,
you also said that,
and I also mentioned multiple times
after the investigation.
I also mentioned
the investigations don't agree with you.
I also mentioned multiple
times.
I also mentioned multiple times.
You just again ignore what I said,
dude. Just listen to what I'm saying.
Well,
I know it doesn't. I know it doesn't correspond. No, it's not irrelevant because you're making a video. You're making a video to massage a certain narrative, to create a certain narrative.
It's a true narrative. It's like
to create a certain narrative, and that narrative, when it doesn't correspond to the narrative you're trying to make, when it doesn't correspond to the narrative you're trying to make, you go, oh, it's irrelevant. Of course, it's not irrelevant. Do you think that my coverage of this bombing is irrelevant, why are you fucking making a video about a 30-second sliver of the content if you don't actually...
that you jump to conclusions, and now you're saying, yeah, I did, but like, look, at this 1 point 8 hours in,
Willy,
after I said it was
Willy,
100%
it's not 8 hours in. It's not 8 hours.
Guys, I'm so sorry that you have to deal with this. If I'm sitting here reacting to it and I'm getting frustrated, I can only imagine how frustrated you guys are getting.
Hours in. It's not 8 hours in. It is not 8 hours in. What will it take for you to go, okay, you know what? I was actually wrong. He actually had a much more even-handed approach to the subject matter. Or have you already made your preconceived biases and you're simply looking to reinforce them?
The facts of what happened, and you have yet to disprove it. If my criticism is...
I said on the day of the bombing, Willy,
what have you done to disprove that?
I said,
has anybody actually picked up on anything that these guys have like argued about yet? Because honestly, to me, it just feels like they both haven't made any point. Like there has been not a single strong point made so far. Willymacs saying Hasan doesn't prepare, which we all know he doesn't, right? But Hasan saying Willymac, he's trying to get out what he's trying to say, and Willymacs just talking over him. I don't know if Willymacs doing this just to troll him. Like he could be trying to troll him.
On the day of the bombing. On the day of the bombing, I said...
Yes, like the most hilarious part. Like, it's the day, this is breaking news, and you jump to the conclusion that's 100%.
You're right. After 6,000 bombs, the 6,001st bomb, I should have been like, guys, hold on. Let's not talk about this.
Call everybody genocidal.
Shut the fuck up and listen. Shut up and listen, dumbass.
God.
Listen.
Oh, God.
Okay, thank you. Holy fuck. You're just simply proving how bad faith you are, and you don't give a shit.
I'm not.
Yes,
You're
I'm covering
not
the fucking
engaging.
news.
You don't engage.
I'm covering the news.
To be fair, Hasan seems like he's trying to engage, and Willymacs just talking over him. Again, both these guys suck. I'm just gonna put it out there. They both suck.
In America, when we have like mass shootings,
sorry if you're fans of either one of these fellas,
I have a
but
policy of usually not diving first into that news coverage because it is not the same as the consistent war coverage. The only reason why I usually talk about whatever kind of breaking story is happening. This is not the same for Israel, and it's not the same for Ukraine.
Wasn't your stream titled at the day of the shooting?
Listen to me.
I mean,
listen to me. The only thing I cover in situations like that is whatever the mainstream media's, whatever mainstream media has reported on. Oftentimes, we just simply look at the live stream of the police force when they are talking about how many victims are there. That's it. Now, having said that, is that the case for Israel? No, it's not. Is that the case for Ukraine? No, it's not. And it wasn't. Okay? And in that circumstance, there are times where, of course, I'm going to get certain things wrong. But this is an 8-hour news coverage. If you look at a 30-second, if you look at a 30-second broadcast,
that's the criticism. It's not 30 seconds. You keep saying that. It's not 30
if you look
seconds.
at a 5-minute portion of a fucking
you're fucking
brother, you're not listening to what I'm saying.
By Israel.
On the very same
bombed by Israel, 800 people dead. That was your stream. What did I do to title it that? I didn't do that.
Okay.
That is fair point. Finally, we're only 28 minutes into this thing, and finally, Willymac has made a solid point to Hasan.
Can you please listen to me?
But Hasan's not accepting it.
Can you please
He's
listen
not
to me?
accepting it at all.
Can you please listen to me?
What will I have to show you?
Shut the f up, Willymac, please, for the love of God. Like, I want to hear Hasan finally like own up to the mistakes he's made, and you're sitting here talking over him the whole time. The key to debating is not to talk over the person. I can tell that Willymacs kind of probably a leftist, right? Because he said the whole red pill comment or whatever. That's just usually a very leftist thing to say. He straight up is just talking over Hasan the whole time. And I don't know how we're supposed to get anything out of this. Like, this was Willymacs' chance to expose him to all of Hasan's audience. But instead, he's just coming off like a pouty little child. Like, you dropped the ball here, Willy. You dropped the ball, bro.
You to own up to this criticism.
Okay, because you're not listening to what I'm trying to say. First of all, I never said 800.
What you're saying is irrelevant. You're just going
That's
on
so
about
fucking stupid.
random shit.
Okay. I was literally repeating what the BBC coverage was. Not only that, but also because like I don't have a direct on the ground. I wasn't.
Well, was did the BBC? Hold on, I might have this wrong. All right, did the BBC say it was 100% Israel when they blamed each other?
The BBC's original assessment, yes, was that it was most likely an Israeli bombing.
Yeah, but they blamed each other in investigations.
No. That was literally the reason why they had to rescind the coverage. That was the reason why they had to rescind the coverage and apologize for it. But also, what you're failing, you didn't do your research. Shut the fuck up. What you're also failing to... what you're also failing to fucking comprehend here in your dense ass mind is that, once again, and I repeat myself, I said, here is what I will believe. Here is what I will believe. If there's a third-party investigation, given the fact that Israel has lied routinely about the bombing campaign, and specifically had, in that very same morning, the Israeli Air Force said we had no bombing campaigns happening in the region.
Investigations.
We have no bombing.
Well, guys, I feel like we're all getting dumber listening to this, so I apologize. Try to save those brain cells. Go eat something healthy after this.
Just listen, okay? We have no bombing campaigns in the region, which was a lie. They were bombing in that region, actually, as a matter of fact. That's number one. Number two, Israel also personally brought forward inconsistent testimony, inconsistent statements as to why this was definitely an Islamic Jihad rocket, okay? And the reason why we're having this conversation and how it's so fucking stupid, okay, is so
Finally, we all agree on
idiotic,
something. This is stupid.
is because Israel is currently, while we're having this conversation, sieging the main hospital in Gaza. Israel, at that point, had 420 medical incidents, according to the World Health Organization. If you get your fucking news through clips, you are not going to understand why I said what I said, including that unless there is an actual third-party on-the-ground investigation, I will, of course, believe, given the circumstantial evidence mounted.
I would love to ask Hasan if he's aware that Hamas takes... I'd love to ask Hasan if he understands that Hamas uses hospitals and civilian areas to store their bases in the basement, right? So that if Israeli rockets hit that area, optics-wise, how horrible of a tragedy of a situation it is. I would love to ask Hasan if he knows that Hamas uses the basements of these hospitals to make bases for themselves so that when Israeli airstrikes come in and hit them, if he knows that that's why they use those places to claim tragedy. Look at them. Look how evil they are. Like, I would love to see if Hamas or Hasan would agree with that statement. Because if Israeli is sieging a hospital, chances are they think that it's probably a base for Hamas.
That this is yet another Israeli bomb or some type of Israeli munitions, that I'm going to assume that, yes, Israel blew up this hospital just like it had blown up the cancer ward at that very same hospital 2 days prior. Did you see that part of the coverage? No, you didn't.
You know what you're doing right now and what you just did? All right? I criticized you for jumping to conclusions, right? Which, by the way, a lot of streamers didn't. A lot of new streamers didn't, right? I would have been down to make videos on them. Some did, but a lot didn't, right?
No, you wouldn't, dumbass. You only do this because it gets you fucking views. You don't give a shit about Israel.
All you did was justify the
fair point.
Justify why
Israel claimed
we all about that clout, yo.
Modern blood libel.
This is what you just said. All you did right there was justify why you should be able to report things badly. And then you dismissed it all saying, well, Israel's attacking Gaza right now, so none of it matters if I got it wrong.
That's a fair point. Finally, here we are, 32 minutes in, and Willymacs finally made a strong point against Hasan. I can't wait to hear what he says. What gobbledygook he comes back with here.
Because, of course,
it's fucking embarrassing.
Because the point that you're trying to argue here without actually saying it.
The point is that you should just wait and fucking...
To be fair, he said that Hasan said that Willymacs doesn't give a shit about Israeli and Palestine. He just cares about views. And I would venture to argue that's the same exact thing that Hasan's doing. Why do you think he's covered it so much? Because he knows that people are going to watch because it's ongoing conflict currently. I mean, it makes sense because we're on the other side of the world, right? We're in America. This war, unless it comes to our shores, most of the time all we're doing is speculating on us. Most of us don't have a dog in this fight. Although I will say people like Ben Shapiro do, right? Because he's got so much family there. So it makes sense for him to want to be really interested in the topic of what's going on over there. But everyday Americans who don't have family in Israel or family in Palestine, this isn't top tier important to them. But you know what it is? Hasan's viewpoints and viewers is very important to him. So of course he's going to talk about something that's going to get people to watch his videos. Same thing with Willymacs. So it's like pointless to even bring that up because you both are using the conflict to generate views and revenue for your channel. Like let's just call it what it is. All right, it's clout chasing.
Do a good job reporting. Why were you jumping to conclusions, making concrete statements you know nothing about? That's the same criticism. You haven't disproved that at all.
I'm going to lose my fucking mind. Listen to me.
I'm losing my mind, bro, because it's just
First of all,
constant.
We're all losing our goddamn minds watching this, guys. maybe I should have watched this ahead of time because this is bad. This is a bad debate on all sides. Like, it took almost a half hour for Willy Mac to finally make a decent point to Hasan, when really, if you could have got most other streamers in there, they probably would have been able to really destroy Hasan within minutes, and then he wouldn't even have posted this. But the fact that Hasan even posted this himself makes him think that he came out of this looking a lot better than Willy Mac. And frankly, he's not wrong. Like, I just to remind you guys, I do not like Hasan Piker whatsoever. I think he's a cancer to the internet. But he's not coming off smelling as bad in this as Willy Mac hoped he did. You know, but Willy Mac is pointing out all his tactics, and Hasan's falling right into that bait. So I don't know. I mean, you guys write down in the comments, who do you think's winning right now at this point?
One, you're holding me to a fucking higher standard than the fucking BBC, which the Israeli government said was blood libel for arriving at the same fuck.
Hasan has almost as many viewers as the BBC and as much influence as the BBC, so maybe he should be held to that standard. I don't know, just me.
You know why I didn't apologize? You know why I didn't apologize?
You haven't done that.
You want to know why I didn't apologize? You want to know why I didn't apologize? Do you care?
Why don't you let me talk?
Do you care? Do you want me to tell you why I didn't apologize?
I know why you didn't apologize, because you never do. You always double down.
No,
wait,
I don't apologize?
It's true.
I don't apologize? That's crazy, because you said I never apologized about being wrong about Ukraine, but I did, and you fucking lied and said that, oh, well, actually, you were just backing away.
Consistent. I'm very consistent with it.
Yeah, you're consistently wrong, you dense fuck. Listen.
I haven't. You don't even watch the videos. How would you know if I'm wrong?
Why would I watch your dumbass drama farming videos? You don't give a shit about anything. You don't give a shit about this conflict. You don't give a shit about this beyond it pushing your fucking personal...
You not watching my videos is the same level of reporting that you give Israel and Gaza. It's the same level of reporting that you give Ukraine.
I'm going to be honest with you. If you think...
minimum effort in.
You're revealing how stupid you are by claiming that watching a fucking YouTube video is the same as like reading news reports and talking to on-the-ground journalists and forensic analysts.
No, but it would have made more sense, Hasan, if you watched his videos and knew exactly what the guy was accusing you of, so that you had been able to prepare your rebuttals and why he was wrong. I don't think that's too much to ask for. Just like Willy Mac should have prepared for this debate and all the accusations he made against Hasan. Neither one of these guys prepared. This is like the epic problem with these types of streamers who do cover news stuff, right? Is that none of them are doing research. Destiny, on the other hand, I will say, like, I don't agree with everything he says. I definitely hate when he like bashes conservatives, and that's not because like I would consider myself a moderate conservative, but literally you could go watch hours and hours of his stream where he's literally just researching the topic, and so that when he decides to speak on it, he knows that he knows what he knows, and that his opinions were shaped and formed from the information that he was given and the information that he gathered. That's not what either one of these guys do, apparently, because I'll tell you what, if Destiny could roll up Hasan in 2 seconds and kick him out the door, that's how fast he would destroy him in a debate.
I'm not. I'm saying you won't even do the bare minimum, and you won't even do it for a drama video.
I'm losing my fucking mind. Why would I care about your drama video, dumb fuck?
Yeah, you do. That's why you invited me on.
I invited you on. I invited you on because I thought that you genuinely had a perspective that it was at odds with mine on Israel-Palestine. You said, never mind, it's not what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about my videos that I've made on you. So now we're stuck having this fucking stupid conversation. When I cover shit like this,
the debate would be about if you just watch the video.
Willy,
classic journalism.
All right, I'll ask you questions.
To be fair on Hasan's point, Willy Mac's the one again making accusations towards Hasan. It's not Hasan's job to go research those accusations. I mean, would it be smart for him to do that? Yeah. Willy Mac's the one's making the accusations. That means Willy Mac's the one who needs to come with the facts. Like, that's just how that goes.
In your video, do you, I don't know, at any point bring up any of the resources that I'm using, like including the BBC, which you said?
Yeah, I showed the tweet you used. Yeah, I did. I showed the tweet you used of a missile striking the ground, going, doesn't that look like a JDAM? That actually looks a lot like a JDAM. That's your epic reporting. Those are your epic sources, bro.
Yes. My epic sources. That was the only verified video of the strike at the time. What
I know, like you're a
Do you know where I got that?
Though. Like you know how to interpret.
Do you know where I got that video from?
All.
Do you know where I got that video from?
Arma 3?
Where?
The Washington Post. That's where I got that video from.
Yeah, but you don't know how to interpret what that missile is.
That's really
Neither does the Washington Post. That's your problem, is you went and you got it from the Washington Post. But I guess it's a way of covering himself. If he goes to the Washington Post and he says, look, this is where I got this video from. So if it's wrong, it's their fault. I guess that kind of makes sense. If you're going to take a strong stance point on it, like at least make sure that they didn't mess up their reporting. Because, you know, retractions get printed on page 6. So even if the Washington Post was wrong, you wouldn't know because the headlines are what they are. And then if they're wrong, they come out a couple weeks later and they're buried in the middle of the paper. You'll never see a newspaper headline, "We got it wrong," because it's just not good for business.
At the time, I was talking to open source intelligence people and also forensic analysts. That's what I was doing, and I still do. When I'm reporting on this kind of thing,
he wouldn't have had time to talk to forensic analysts. From the time he saw the video to the time he claimed it was a JDAM was within seconds. When would he have had time to go and research with a forensic analyst? He wouldn't have. So that's right there. That's Hasan being full of crap.
Especially when it's outside of my immediate expertise or whatever. Yeah. I go to people that are making real-time assessments. One of the things that I'm sure you didn't mention was the geo-confirmed Twitter thread. The geo-confirmed Twitter thread that originally was incredibly viral pointed to this being...
Does this all exonerate you for jumping to conclusions?
No, dumbass. Yeah, over the course of 8 hours, I am parsing through misinformation.
You're shifting the topic
No, I'm not. Things. I'm not shifting. You know We're still talking about this bombing. We're still talking about this bombing.
By the way, hold on. Can we move on? Because this is just circles. You're just repeating.
This whole debate's been circles. There's been few moments of actual debate take place, and then the rest of it was just straight up them just pretty much shitting on each other. We have learned nothing except that they're both morons.
Whoa. No, we're not fucking moving on just because you feel like this conversation is completely out of your fucking depth because you only look at clips.
It's very basic. The conversation
because you only look at clips.
You jump to conclusions, and then you jump to conclusions, and now you justify why you should be able to do that.
One thing that I do in breaking news stories is to parse through, all of the information that is accumulating online that is going viral. I do this specifically for whenever there's a mass shooter and some fucking psychotic right-wing weirdo will turn around and be like, oh, the mass shooter actually is trans or whatever the fuck, right? Sure. Now, in this circumstance, I can't believe we're still talking about this, by the way, because every single piece of information that Israel, as the official account, has brought forward has been an abject lie.
Hasan, I got a question,
that have been disproven by the very same authorities that you claim are totally on board, are totally saying no, it definitely has to be an Islamic Jihad rocket. Every single person I've talked to, from forensic analysts that work at the New York Times, that work at Washington Post, all the way to open source intelligence analysts that I talk to from a broad variety of different ideological backgrounds, the conversations that we had revolved around some of the other open source intelligence community members basically fucking bringing forward incredibly stupid conclusions, like how this massive casualty-inducing rocket that was actually a cause of an intercepted missile that fell on the hospital. Every single point that was brought forward in the immediate aftermath of the hospital was actually completely incorrect. But you didn't make a video about that. You made a video about me. Because if you made a video,
because I mean, most people's problems are with Hasan. So that's what the video, I mean, he's not comfortable enough in making a video about the topic, so he's going to make a video about Hasan's reporting because that's a much easier target to get. Pretty easy thing to figure out right there.
About you. Yes, you finally get it.
Stop. Listen, let me finish. You didn't make a video about geo-confirmed and how viral his fucking thread was. You didn't make a video about how wrong most of the news outlets were for directly reporting what the fuck, what the fuck Israel, directly reporting what the fuck Israel says as though it's God's on.
I don't think Hasan's picking up the fact that Willy's trying to be like, no, that you were the topic of the video, not stuff you were reporting on. It was you that were the topic and how you don't do research. I mean, which he didn't. I mean, you could go click on CNN. How many times have we been lied to? By show of hands or right now in the comments, do you trust the current media to not lead you astray on reporting? I guarantee you right now there's more of an all-time lack of faith in the modern day media, the mainstream media, than there ever has been. So for you to go and trust what they're saying is fact, when we know nowadays how skewed their perspectives are, right there alone is a reason why Hasan is an idiot. You know, that'd be like me going on Google, finding the first search result that comes up and be like, that's right. I don't know if it's right or not. I didn't do the research. Destiny, that's why Destiny will go and he'll cross-check a bunch of different resources and then figure out which ones are right, which ones are wrong. You can't just trust the first link you find. Because if there's one thing we know on the internet, it's that not everybody's always telling the truth, right? Sniper Wolf, for instance.
Honest truth, okay?
I don't report
They
like
got
that,
everything
actually.
wrong on that subject, but guess what, dude? They got everything wrong, but you didn't. But there was no Willy Mac video on that because why would you make it?
Hold on, did they correct it?
Wait,
did they correct it?
No, they haven't.
They haven't. They've just doubled down on it.
No, I'm talking about all of the fucking false testimony that they brought forward about how Israel. Most of these outlets that literally just repeated whatever the fuck Israel said just went along with it because it goes along with the overarching narrative.
Right, but
Felix in the background's got to be bored as hell.
I gotta make a video on them just because I made a video on you. Like,
because you said.
Yeah, Felix hit the vape 32 times. Yeah, I'm probably even on par with him going through this thing, hitting my vape.
Hey, hold on. In the beginning of this conversation, you literally said, if someone else had gotten information wrong, I would have done a video on them too. But only you got the information wrong.
That. If I made a
Not many people have the audience that Hasan has, which is why this is such a big deal in the first place.
You did say that.
If I made a video on somebody else.
You said those exact words.
Let me correct it because that's a ridiculous statement, right?
But you did say that. If you care about misinformation, maybe you should, I don't know, make the next video about IDF and all the times that they fucking lied about every single bombing campaign.
So you're saying because I made a video on you, I now got to make a video on Israel?
No, you don't have to do anything. But you can't also maintain the position that you care about the truth and honesty in journalism like you're a fucking Gamergate holdout being like, oh, I care about the ethics in video game journalism. That's why we have to dox these fucking female journalists or some shit.
I didn't dox anybody, bro. What are you talking about?
I didn't say that. I'm using... Do you know what a fucking analogy is, dumb fuck?
No, because it definitely sounded like Hasan was accusing him of something right there. So, I don't know. That made no sense. I don't know what the hell Hasan's talking about right now. It sounds like Hasan's just really angry.
Yeah, hey, I got a question. If I go ahead and let's say like you referenced in that big, long, rambly rant that lasted like 5 minutes, right? You referenced that you later in the stream got a story right and that I should have talked about that because you covered some things right. Does that mean I can't criticize you for when you're wrong?
No, of course you can.
About?
The entire point is framing something incorrectly. If there's 8 hours of coverage on a particular matter, and throughout that coverage, I'm actually personally talking about how the red line I would draw is on the ground. If there is an on-the-ground investigation where they look at ground soil analysis, one factor of the forensic analysis on whether or not this was a misfire is actually seeing the impact, right? You have to look at the crater. And the crater in and of itself, immediately, once the dust settled and we saw the crater, I said, while I originally looked at the video, can I please explain what's happening here? Or are you just in here to fucking cry? Okay.
Well, it sucks because you're going.
I think he's definitely trolling him. I don't think he came in here to try to do a gotcha moment with Hasan. I think he definitely came in here just to troll him at this point. Because honestly, there's so much better way of going about this. This is what you said. This is why it was wrong. Bam, bam, bam. Gotcha. What do you got to say for yourself? Done. Right? But that's not. He's saying, you're an idiot. This is why everybody dislikes you. We're not getting anywhere. We're not getting anywhere in this debate. This is like a big waste of time, honestly.
Going on about irrelevant stuff.
Okay.
It's not relevant.
If your ultimate statement is that my claims are baseless, then you haven't done your research because none of this is baseless.
To conclusions. You jump to conclusions.
Of course, yeah, I jumped to the same conclusions that the BBC did too, and I also said,
but they corrected it. You don't.
No, but you're failing to understand is even on the same day, immediately after this, said, I might be wrong on this, and if I'm wrong, here is how I will be disproven. Okay, if somehow we end up having an impact crater analysis and soil analysis to see what kind of munitions was used in this process, and it is consistent with an Islamic Jihad rocket because we know what kind of rockets they have, and this most likely, and I said this the day of as well, was a possible batter rocket, the BADR rocket, okay, that Islamic Jihad does have. If that is the case, If that is
That's
the case,
the only way
then
you will
the
admit
ground,
that
soil,
might be-
the ground, yes, chemical testing on the ground would prove that to be true. Hamas also, and I brought this up as well, which I thought was suspicious, could not find anything beyond the impact crater, could not find a possible shrapnel from the missile because the missile doesn't perish. Okay? So what I said is in situations like this, and I showed like an earlier event like this where Israel had lied. Okay? In situations like this, usually they will bring forward a piece of the fucking missile. Okay? If you're engaging in this, if you're engaging in my content in good faith, you would have seen all of this. I don't just like repeat whatever fucking thing I'm thinking about out of my ass. Okay?
No, he just repeats whatever he finds on MSNBC or CNN or any other left-wing news source. He basically, Destiny had a great way of laying this out. He said that Hasan finds out what the popular opinion is from the left, and then he just echoes that to his fan base, so that the people who are coming to his channel already know that they're going to be getting told and reaffirmed what they already think to be true. That's basically what it is.
All the time. That's what
That's
the video.
not true because I'm telling
watch
you.
the video, dude. Hold on. In the same stream,
I'm telling you where my analysis comes from. Talking to
reframe this entire thing,
brother. You have literally complained here about one hospital bombing that is still not proven. One hospital bombing that is still not proven to be an Islamic Jihad rocket by saying third-party forensic.
You say 100%, and then everybody who says otherwise, you were calling genocidal.
I still think
that's what you did on stream. That's what you did.
I did do that because they are. If you're defending Israel, you are genocidal.
Right,
no,
but if you just,
that's not true.
Wait, do you think?
I have a big problem with that because, listen, it's pretty easy to figure out which side's genocidal. Just look at their creeds. What's Israelis' creed? You know, we just want safety and we want healthiness for our people. We want safety for our people. Hamas, death to Jews. If you want to know which side's genocidal, there's your answer right there, folks. Like, come on. This isn't hard shit to figure out.
Do you think defending it? Okay, let's talk about that. Do you think defending Israel? Do you think defending?
Notice I said Hamas, though, not Palestine, because I feel like the other side of Palestine might be a little more willing to work with Israel. But Hamas's creed is literally death to the Jews, death to Americans, death to anybody who disagrees with us. That is their creed. Yeah, I'm sorry. I just can't get behind that. Yeah, so if I support Israel, then I'm a genocidal maniac, I guess. I don't think that's true. And a statement like that is exactly why people have such a problem with Hasan Piker like they do. He's just saying whatever the hell he thinks is going to get him the biggest reaction. And he knows that that's going to piss off because that's a right-wing talking point. But God forbid it's a right-wing talking point. Like, you know, oh, Ben Shapiro, he supports Israel. So you're clearly a genocidal maniac if you think that Israel's in the right here. It's bullshit, dude. Hasan is a complete joke. He's a complete joke.
I think Israel's actions.
Look how you're doing this now. You're now saying
okay,
I'm genocidal.
because you brought up a new point. You brought up a new point. We're moving on. We're not going to watch your shit ass video. You brought up a new point.
I know, because you don't want the actual truth.
Okay, do you think what Israel is engaging in is ethnic cleansing and ethnic displacement in Gaza right now? You do?
Yeah.
Great. Okay, do you think defending this ethnic cleansing and ethnic displacement campaign would...
Look, Hamas attacked Israel. They have every right to defend themselves. I'm sorry. You can say what you want, and I know there are probably a lot of people who are going to be in the comments being like, you don't know what you're talking about. But I know enough to know that what Hamas did is absolutely disgusting, and I know that Israel is in a rough situation. And they have no other choice but to do what they have to do, and that's to make sure that they're safe. I mean, then again, I come from America, where if you do anything to us, we lay the hammer down on wherever you come from, and that's just the way it goes, I guess. I think Israel has every right to defend themselves. They're in a tough situation. Like, there's no way that they come out of here looking like shit, like, because there's innocent people in Palestine. Like, that's 100% true. There is innocent people in Palestine, but Hamas did what they did, and Israel has the right to defend themselves. Simple as that.
Would be defending genocidal acts then in your own assessment.
Yeah.
Okay, so we agree. All right, got it. Thank you.
I know the criticism is your reporting. It's not that, bro.
Yeah, got it. You care more about
I care about doing a good job because you
got it.
You do.
I'm glad we agree on it at least. I'm glad we agree on it. Okay.
Yeah, Willymacs definitely a leftist.
Move on. Next point.
Are you just gonna should I now bring up the next point?
This totally makes a whole lot more sense of why this debate makes absolutely no sense, considering they're both like super lefties.
I don't know.
Yeah.
This is exactly how I expected lefty versus lefty debate to go.
Yeah. Or are you going to go on more about irrelevant?
And here, by the way, for if you don't know, we do have an automatic Fossabot timer usually. for breaking news, especially when it comes to like mass shootings, which includes the main mass shooting, which you claimed I was covering immediately or whatever.
Yeah, you
it was
covered
entitled.
the same day, didn't you?
I don't remember if I did, but if I did, it was specifically just the police. It was probably just the whatever the police testimony.
Yeah, I'm sure it wasn't. I'm sure he had a lot to say. He probably was just like, yeah, see, this is all those right-wing nut jobs. I mean, we all know Steven Crowder found the manifesto from the person who went to that Christian school and killed all those people. That person was a leftist. Very clearly, the manifesto states death to all God-fearing people, basically, was the sentiment of it, and you will find justice or something like that. I didn't read the manifesto, but that was the vibe of it, I think. And immediately it got buried because that's not the narrative that they want to push.
But here is the Fossabot from that day, for the record. Get automatically timing out someone who is trying to bring this up.
So
anyway.
Your chat's not allowed to talk about it, but you talk about it.
Yep.
No, chat is talking about it so I can actually talk about it myself. And this was the day after. No, I actually didn't cover the main shooting at all that day, and I barely talked about that the next day, as a matter of fact.
Okay, fair enough then. I haven't watched those streams.
Okay. I don't think you watch a lot of the streams, because if you did, you would understand where a lot of my analysis is coming from, and you wouldn't be fucking making erroneous claims like this.
Bro. You kind of do bro politics and just shoot from the hip.
It is. Yep. Summed up Hasan's whole entire thing right there. You do bro politics and you shoot from the hip. That's it. And I mean, I guess that's okay. I mean, I kind of do something similar, but I would never claim to be an expert on a topic that I've not done any research on. The Israeli-Palestine stuff I've told you about is stuff that I've legitimately seen Destiny like research. That's why I feel comfortable speaking on that.
I'm sorry. Okay. Okay, got it. What kind of politics do you watch, or what kind of politics do you actually engage with then?
I mean, I
have a style that. Wait, I don't get it. I have a style that you don't like. Okay, the end. That doesn't.
Yeah, but it's you. The style is you being wrong about stuff. The style's about you doing wrong. Like, it's the same criticism. We're just gonna talk in circle again, dude. Do you feel like you radicalize your audience when you get stuff wrong on these reporting?
Yeah.
Sort of reporting.
Explain. I would love to hear what you mean
by
this.
So, like, for instance, like,
can't wait to hear
and
this.
Ethan on like Israel, right? He's 100% seems like he sympathizes with the Palestinians, right?
Yeah, 100%. I agree.
Which I don't get for someone who lived in Israel for 8 years. You'd think that he would, and he has family in Israel. You think that Ethan Klein would be more pro. Although he did go, the minute he went a little more pro-Israel, his entire audience turned on him, which was pretty hilarious to see because Jordan Peterson told him that was going to happen. He was creating a dangerous culture within his audience, and that one day they're going to come for him, and they certainly did. They came for Ethan, and it was pretty funny to see.
On stream, yeah, all that good stuff.
Okay.
But then when he goes ahead and he's like saying stuff like, dude, your whole chat's calling me racist. Your whole chat's calling me a genocidal freak, right? Are you going to do anything about that? Mm-hmm. You don't. And the reason why they do that is because you sit.
It's really interesting you said that. Do you think
you won't let me finish?
Every single day up until that very moment, every single day.
He can't. Hasan won't let him finish because the minute he gets out a full point, Hasan won't have anything to say. But if he stops him in the middle, he can try to reshape the narrative real quick. That's Hasan's like go-to technique right there.
Every single day up until that very moment, I told my community, if you actually did watch beyond the clips, you would know that every single day, since the Leftovers broadcast, including the immediate aftermath of the Leftovers broadcast, the first time we talked, at the Leftovers at the H3HU studio, I told my community that Ethan is sympathetic to Palestinians and that he is not your enemy. To yell at him in this situation would be fucking fruitless, ridiculous. Plenty of people tried to find drama.
The reason why your audience does it is because
hold on. You asked me what kind of community cultivation I engage in.
Yeah, it's true. He didn't know what he was going to say because he cut him off mid-sentence.
No, you didn't even know what I was going to ask because you cut me off.
Yep.
Okay, go ahead.
That's what you fucking did.
Okay.
All right, he's letting you finish, Willie. Go, bro.
My guess, by the way, but go on. I'm sorry, Felix.
Am I your guest? Who's your guest? All right, I was just saying, do you feel like you radicalize your audience because your audience calls Ethan racist, even though he's pro-Palestinian, right? And the reason why they do that is because whenever anybody just reports like a basic fact, like Israel likely didn't do the Gaza hospital bomb, right? Your response is to freak out and call that chatter genocidal and say that they hate all Arabs. So that's why they do. You feel like you're radicalizing them to do it. I mean, they do it for a reason.
Nobody's better at radicalizing their audience like Hasan Piker is. Like, let's just be honest. Maybe Ben Shapiro is pretty good at it too, but it is what it is, you know? Or Steven Crowder. Those guys are the best. The problem is both sides radicalize their audience. Like, that's just the way it is. Everybody wants to go be around the people who believe in the same stuff that they do. And the more you push that narrative and the more you push that to grow, the more extreme people are going to get. And that's why we find ourselves in this shithole of a identity politics situation that we're in right now. Because everybody's so hung up on what they believe to be right that nobody even wants to listen to what the other side has to say. That's why we're never going to find peace. Damn, them birds are loud as shit.
Are you in your own assessment here taking things out of context over the course of an 8-hour broadcast where you think maybe
in context. It's all in context.
No, you don't know the context.
You gotta prove to me that
you
I
can
took
look
it out
at
of context.
because you can look at a fucking banning that is occurring on a stream and not recognize that that banning is happening because it might be a sock account. That banning might be happening because someone is bad faith. That banning might be happening because I'm sorry, we're talking about how I cultivate my community and how I moderate my community. How the fuck is telling?
That's not at all what he's saying. How is that what you got out of it? Like, Hasan just showed how dumb he is right here, right? The guy said you're radicalizing your community, and he decided to talk about what it's like to moderate them or ban them. Like, that's not it at all. He's talking about the information that you're giving your community is making them go out and double down on takes that might be dangerous to the rest of society. That's exactly what he said, and Hasan took it as, you don't like the way I moderate my community. If this isn't proof that Hasan doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about, then I don't know what the hell, I don't know what other proof you're going to need. I mean, anybody with a normal brain completely understood what WillyMacs said, but that's not what Hasan heard.
How I moderate my community irrelevant. Everything it seems that goes against whatever narrative you want to frame is irrelevant in your opinion. So no wonder you want me to just watch the fucking YouTube video and sit in the goddamn shadows. Everything is irrelevant. You're asking me questions about how I operate. This is supposed to be your research. This is supposed to be your research, isn't it?
The reason Hasan ain't gonna watch the video on his channel is because he doesn't want a single one of his subscribers or followers to see that video and get a light bulb go off. That's why. He doesn't want anybody to think that for a second he could be possibly wrong. Spends a lot of time making sure he's got his audience wrapped around his finger. And God forbid anybody comes in and makes them doubt anything he's saying. So that's why he's probably not playing the video on his live.
Are you not supposed to be doing fucking research right now on your subject matter? So what's irrelevant?
You're asking, hold on. I just said, are you radicalizing your audience? And then you went on a rant about sock accounts. That's not relevant.
No, because I'm talking about how I cultivate and how I moderate my community. The entire conversation
anything to do with what he said.
How I moderate my community.
He's talking about the information you feed them, you dumb ass. The name's Dumas.
And what I told you is you don't have any understanding of why I'm banning who, for what reason. You're just watching in small increments without recognizing that in a political...
want it to be that way. It's not. I have entire streams downloaded. It's your whole stream.
Okay. That still doesn't matter because you don't know why we make moderation decisions. That's why you were wrong on the fucking shooting in Maine. That's why you were wrong on the Maine shooting too, because you can't comprehend what is going on behind the fucking scenes.
Again, Hasan just has no idea what the hell WillyMacs saying here. Completely went over his head. 100%. He has no freaking clue what the hell this guy's talking about.
So why don't you ask?
But yet we're supposed to trust him on really complex topics when we can't even understand what WillyMacs saying when it comes to weaponizing his audience and radicalizing them. I swear, dude, it's just complete morons.
Ask me if I'm your subject matter here, which it seems you watch all the fucking streams, instead of making up your own mind about how these streams go.
Just change the subject.
Yep.
What?
If the subject is about you radicalize your audience and Ethan's the example, why are you going on about why you ban people?
Thank you.
And making it sound so...
It's starting to click for him that he's misunderstanding everything Willy's saying. At least I hope so. Any normal person with somewhat of a moderate intelligence will understand what Willy's saying here, and I don't think that Hasan's picking up on it.
Complicated.
Do you think I'm radicalizing my community against Ethan when I told you time?
Oh my god. Oh my god. Now he thinks that he's radicalizing his audience against Ethan. It's not what he said, dude. Oh my god, like I swear, Hasan's got shit for brains, man. How this guy's made the money he has Like, honestly, people like Hasan are the reason I'm doing YouTube, because I'm like, if this moron could do this, I could do this. He didn't understand such a simple idea. You're radicalizing your audience. First, he thought it was about moderation. Now he thinks he's radicalizing them against Ethan, which is not what Willy said at all. He says, you're radicalizing their ideals, man. Come on. This isn't hard stuff. Like, my 9-year-old could figure this stuff out.
Time and time again that I have kept my community in check over and over again.
I have to repeat what I say for a third time, because it's very straightforrard.
Yeah. Please
Brother,
do.
You ask me questions, I answer. You don't like the
You're answering
against your narrative that you're trying to fucking fulfill, and then you go, "Oh, it's irrelevant." It's not irrelevant.
I'm answering you about A, and you give me number 3. It's like completely a different fucking thing.
Yeah, 100%.
I say, Hasan, let's do run, and you go, I swim.
If I were to sit here, right, and I was a preach to my audience, and I was like, this type of person's bad, and we should all hate this type of person because of X, Y, Z. That is me radicalizing my audience, right? That is have nothing to do with me banning someone for saying something crazy in the chat. It has absolutely nothing to do. It has everything to do with what I'm saying. I don't know what the hell Hasan, he must have smoked the funky monkey before he went on here, because he makes absolutely goddamn no sense, and he's not understanding a single thing Willymacs saying right now.
It's not fucking relevant.
I feel like Felix behind him should be like, I know I've been smoking the crap out of this vape. Nothing wrong with that. I'm doing the same thing. But I think this is what he's actually saying, Hasan.
It is absolutely relevant.
It's not relevant at all.
Relevant.
Go ahead.
Stop it.
Criticize people.
Do you not think that my moderation is what we're talking about?
No, it has absolutely nothing to do with it, dude. It has to do with what you're telling your audience, not what your audience is saying in the chat. Like, how is this hard to understand? I really just do not get how Hasan has gotten the success he has, because he doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about half the time.
You literally brought up Ethan.
What we're talking about is you attack people that talk about the facts, right? Like you go ahead and you're like, you're a genocidal freak, blah 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 blah, or opinions. It could be facts or opinions, right? When it comes to,
do you know how many people we ban on a daily basis?
Again, he's so hung up on this. He's so hung up on this. Do you know how many people we ban on a daily basis? Like, maybe Hasan's trying to say, like, anybody who takes a radical point of view is banned from my server, but that's not the point. Like, where do you think they've got those radical views from? They got them from you, Hasan. They didn't just figure them out on their own. Yeah, you might ban someone who's like death to the Jews or something like that, which you should do. Where do you think they're coming up with these ideas? Why do you think that they're the ones in your chat saying this stuff, if we're going to go that route? But again, he's completely missing the whole point of what Willymacs is trying to say.
Hearing the question.
Okay, go ahead, because you're not fucking asking a question. You're just like ranting. Go on. Sorry,
yeah, he did ask a question, Hasan. Dude, why do people follow this guy? Come on.
Sorry, give me your...
All right, I'll keep the question short.
I honestly, and I'm going to say this with a little bit of humility, but if you follow Hasan Piker and you believe that everything he says is fact, please, for the love of God, go do some research of your own on different websites. Go find a different perspective and then arrive at your conclusion, because usually the truth is somewhere between the far left and the far right. Right in the middle. That's usually where the truth lies.
Short.
Yeah.
When you criticize chatters by calling them genocidal freaks for having opinions that really are pretty nuanced, right, on a subject that is fairly nuanced, right? Why are you surprised, or you shouldn't be surprised that your chatters do that to Ethan? Like, you're the one that radicalized them into doing that. They're doing it to Ethan because you do it. If
my word is so gold that a chatter is repeating what I'm saying in a moment's notice, then why are they not repeating what I'm saying or hearing what I'm saying, as a matter of fact, when I tell them over and over again every single day since Ethan and I had our leftovers broadcast that Ethan is actually an anti-Zionist?
Why don't you?
Because they don't hear that. They just hear that Ethan is sympathetic to the Zionists too, and that's not enough for them. That's why. Because they feel that you have created this narrative that Israel is so evil that anybody who has any kind of sympathy towards them is evil, too. That's essentially what it is, right there.
Sympathetic to the Palestinian plight.
You ban everybody that links my video. Why don't you ban them for doing that to Ethan?
Wait, what? We literally had Ethan as a blocked word for straight up weeks.
Why do you think you had to do that? because of the culture that you cultivated in your audience that attacks anybody who has any type of dissenting opinion. That is what we call radicalizing your audience. This was a guy who literally had you on his show, had a take that was a bit different than yours, and your audience went on the assault, dude. How are you not grasping this right now? How are you not? Either he is grasping it and he's playing dumb, or he's just not grasping it at all. And it's hard to tell. I personally think that he just doesn't understand. Like, maybe I've gotten Hasan wrong this whole time, and maybe he really is just a numbskull and doesn't realize what the hell he's doing. Because for a while I thought he was intentionally doing this, but I think that maybe he's just completely stupid.
At a time.
Yeah, but
what
why not fix
about?
the problem? The problem is they're calling him racist, not that
Wait,
Ethan's a bad guy.
wait. I just told you how I personally said time and time again, every single day, whenever a chatter tried to bring it up, whether they were drama farming or whether they were
He loves that
whether
word,
they
drama
were
farming.
genuinely concerned with something that they misunderstood from Ethan's perspective. And even in that same conversation that I had with Ethan, that I believe that he's a very empathetic person and that I believe that he cares about Palestinian people. As my co-host, I said this time and time again. Okay? Here is the question for you. Beyond that, what other mechanisms of control do you want me to bring forward, or are you just engaging in bad faith? Because I do, and I did. Yes, I did. I told my own moderators, because you don't know this. Again, after Ethan saw
your moderators are the one doing it, by the way. Like, your mods are.
Yeah,
people
I went
that are
back and
also
looked at what
pushing
they
these
had
same
said
things.
as well. By the way, for the record, I know that you said this.
Okay.
I love that.
Oh,
the
so
most
you did watch
common,
my video?
No, I know that. What do you mean?
Oh.
No, I didn't watch your video at all. Why are you getting so fucking excited? I'm saying
you just mentioned something. You said you
Oh,
saw
okay,
that.
my
I
bad.
did this.
I misspoke. I apologize.
God forbid that Hasan gives up any leverage to this guy whatsoever. He just wants to make sure that he points out that he's wrong no matter what, and that I'm right. That's Hasan for you. Hasan Piker, ladies and gentlemen, the star of Twitch.
This is something that every single person has brought up in this situation, including Ethan even brought up. Okay? Oh, Jesus Christ, you got excited. Okay. Anyway.
No, I was pumped because I thought you were a secret Willy Mac fan.
No, I did not watch your video, and I most
my
likely
real
will never watch your
on-the-ground
videos.
journalism.
But anyway, listen. First of all, I'm not a journalist. I've never said I'm a journalist. When I talk about
you do reports from the ground, bro. That's what you said.
reports from the ground, where is that from? Do you?
Look, he's not even sure he said that, so he's like, oh, you know. He wants to be a journalist so bad, but he wants to be a journalist without doing any journalism. That's basically what it comes down to. Like, I would never claim I'm a journalist. I just look at stuff and I react to it. That's my way of going. I give my opinions. I'm an opinionist. That's my go-to. But at least I'm telling you it's my opinion and it's not factual. I mean, if you think my opinion's great. Like, I think it's important to have different opinions online. But Hasan comes from a place where he tries to make it seem like what he is saying is truth and factual and not just his opinion, which is what it is.
Do you have a clip? Oh,
Yeah, it's
Can
before.
you
It's
send
why
me-
you said you wouldn't go on Piers Morgan.
Can you send me?
And then he went on Piers Morgan.
Because I think it's probably a miscommunication. Like, I've never said I do on-the-ground reporting. If I said that, I probably misspoke.
I mean, it's more me being facetious, but if you want to watch it, we can watch it. Let's do it.
So you're admitting that you are
Everyone knows
lying
you're not
and saying that I'm an on-the-ground reporter.
You just sit in your fucking house. Everybody knows you don't actually report from the ground.
Yeah,
Well, technically, he does report from the ground because he's on the ground floor of his house.
Yeah, which is why I would never say that. So I don't know why.
You
so
did
wait,
say that though. That's what's funny.
I probably was talking about how I work with on-the-ground reporters. I don't personally engage in on-the-ground reporting, so it probably was a moment where I misspoke. I've never said that I do on-the-ground reporting.
Yeah, I know. No, everyone knows you don't actually do on-the-ground reporting.
Wait, so why did you bring that up then?
I was just giving you shit.
Millie Mac.
Wait, so I don't understand. So where is your supposedly quote-unquote journalistic integrity in this situation?
Bastard.
So it's like... So
I mean, it's
all
a
you
video
do-
that's also entertaining, so sometimes I just...
Look, he had an opportunity right there to be like, look, you claimed this. And he's like, I might have claimed that. And then Willie Mac's like, no, I'm just giving you crap. Like, why even say it then? You're in a debate, dude. Like, why even say it?
making fun of you, and other times... It is actually a
okay,
serious
got it.
allegation.
All right, got it.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
you make
no,
jokes
I
on
wasn't.
stream. I mean,
Yeah, I do. Which then you apparently, or if I misspeak, apparently you fucking use it in your commentary as though it's like super serious. So anyway,
I didn't name one example that I did that.
I don't know. I don't watch your videos, so
yeah. So don't make shit up. Here's a classic example.
Don't make shit up. You just said I
You just
fucking
did
say
it right in
I'm
front of me.
reporting on the
You did
ground
what
when
I
we
criticized
both
you
know I
of
didn't.
exactly
Fair
what
And
point.
also, on top of that, you
Fair
literally
point.
started the conversation by saying you never apologized for fucking
I don't know what we're yelling about!
being wrong about Russia invading Ukraine.
You usually double
The
down or
fuck?
shift the goalpost is what you do.
That's what? That's not
Yeah.
true. I literally
Dude,
said
that's just what we talked about for the last hour, bro.
none of this
Come
was
on.
shifting the goalposts. You just don't like it. That's it. You want
Well,
me to
he's definitely trolling him at this point. He's definitely trolling him. Like Willymacs just trying to get under his skin at this point.
be
Shifted the
wrong.
goalpost
That's
this
it. You don't want
conversation.
you
This
want me to be wrong.
conversation, the
That's why you keep
question-
saying you shift the
Hold on.
goalposts.
The question I asked you was, do you feel like your audience acts that way towards Ethan because you act like that towards everybody else? And you just go on about moderation.
Okay.
Yep.
If my audience is acting that
That
way
was at least
towards
a fair
Ethan,
point.
Okay. But
Do you feel like it's
but my
because you play
audience
a
so
role
they're
in that?
so they're getting their points from me. They're getting their anger from me. So
Yes.
why don't they
Okay, finally he grasped what Willy was trying to say. That's a breakthrough. Because right now this debate has been a freaking headache and a half.
hear me out when I talk about
Getting
how
a migraine.
Ethan is not
Because
someone
you
that you
radicalize
should
them
be
and
yelling at
everybody
all.
having a different position has to be genocidal.
Oh, got it.
That's
So
why.
like they don't listen. So they don't listen to one thing. They listen to whatever favors your perspective in this matter, but they don't listen to the other thing
Yeah, they
when it
all
doesn't
think you're
favor
being
you.
too soft
Got
on
it.
him.
So you
Not if you're out there radicalizing your audience, dude. There's a difference. If you're trying to bring your audience correct information, like Destiny tries to bring his audience. I'm sorry that I keep going back to him, but I just think that he's a great example of someone who makes sure that what he's putting out is fact and not speculation. As where everything that Hasan puts out is speculation. So they're getting their opinions from him. They're treating it like it's gospel when he says it. And it's not. It's just him and his passionate beliefs.
get to pick
Exactly
and
it.
choose on what I get to do. Or maybe,
No,
let's
it's-
be
it's
real,
really
you're
simple to
completely
understand.
oblivious to how much I've talked to my own community about not fucking yelling at Ethan and about how he's a good person, how he's an empathetic person, how he's a kind person, and he truly cares about Palestinian people. Maybe
why
that
you
has
were,
some...
You were kind
Because
of.
it doesn't
I
go
don't
along
know,
with your
I'm gonna have to
narrative.
watch the
My
debate,
point is
but
this.
From what
My
I've
point
seen,
is
you were
this.
kind of bad faith in your debate with him. It wasn't exactly like a very nice debate
my
you had.
God.
Yeah, I remember during that one of the debates he had with Ethan, he basically said that communism's great. The guy who was defending Hamas has a good point. Like, there's just so much bad stuff that Hasan has said, and it's easy to attack Ethan because he's. Don't get me wrong, I can't stand Ethan Klein either, but anything Ethan said wasn't unreasonable. Like, of course he feels bad for Israel. He lived there for 8 years. You know, why wouldn't he feel bad for him? He watched people that he lived among and called neighbors for 8 years die. His wife is Israeli. Like, this is why his audience went after him, though, because he's weaponized them against anybody who has a dissenting opinion. This isn't really hard to grasp. And yet, Hasan's having such a hard time wrapping his brain around this.
Brother,
I can't wait to go watch it. I'm gonna go find out myself. but-
Okay. Well, have fun watching it. This was the most unproductive.
I know, because you're mad I disagree with you, and you're.
I will agree there. This was the most unproductive debate ever. Like, it was even hard, as a commentator too, it was even hard for me to contribute anything to this because there was just absolutely so much nonsense being said most of the time. Like, I'm definitely going to cut this video down because I'm not going to watch throughout the whole debate. Most of it is just repetition of the same points being made over and over and over again.
You're mad that
No,
just
I'm not.
mixing
I'm not
around
mad that you
words
disagree with me.
doesn't
Plenty of people
change
disagree
the
with me.
facts.
I yell at my chat every fucking day, dumbass. There are people who disagree with me that have been in here
I know,
for
you
5
all
fucking
fucking
years.
demonize-
That's fact. If you ever see the Israeli hospital thing, he flips the fuck out.
them all
Shut
for
the
having
fuck
different
up.
opinions.
No, that's not true. There's a difference
is
between disagreements. There's a difference between disagreements and someone who is just trying to cut drama as hard as they fucking can. You don't
Hold on,
know
if
anything
somebody-
about
if
Israel or
somebody gives you
Palestine.
a
You don't
real
give a shit about
report-
Israel or Palestine. You're
Neither do you, though, Hasan. Let's be honest. Like, you love the views that you get from talking about it, but you're not over there. You're not over there preaching to the Palestinian people. Like, shut the fuck up, dude.
just trying to
call him a
fucking make money
genocidal
by cutting
freak. I'm
drama,
like,
which
what
you've
is that?
shown. Which you have
What kind of
shown.
conversation?
Nobody's probably made more off of the Palestinian conflict than Hasan Piker. Let that sink in. Nobody's probably made more money about that topic than he has.
What you're interested in. You spread a fuck ton of misinformation,
This is
and
just
you
so-
also literally
What
refuse to hear
misinformation
the
did I
additional
spread?
context
Name it.
behind it. You refuse.
I don't feel like either one of these guys gave out a whole lot of information during this debate. I feel like we are all now dumber for having listened to this, if I'm being honest.
used to hear the additional
I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
context behind it, and you just sit there and you say, Hasan, you must not be talking to open source intelligence community people. You must not be talking to actual journalists on the ground or literally actual forensic analysts that are working at Washington Post, New York Times, and the like. You must just simply be making this up. When I tell you, as I am the source matter here, right?
Why would the New York Post and the New York Times come and tell Hasan? Isn't he a direct competitor to them? Like, that's all I'm saying. Like, it would make zero sense for them to come and report to Hasan what they've found, because it makes no sense. Like, he's a direct competitor to them. That would be like CNN coming up and breaking news to Hasan before they break it themselves. There's zero reason to believe that that's true.
I'm the subject matter here. If I'm the subject matter of your commentary, I'm giving you what I do, what my process is. And instead of going, okay, maybe I misunderstood how this works, you've turned around and tried to fucking yell about all this shit. I've tried to show you that the circumstantial evidence presented at the time, and still to this day, greatly favors that this was most likely another Israeli munition. Okay, I said this, but you don't give a shit because you don't care about the truth. You just care about fucking stirring shit up. It doesn't matter if I say to
Hasan, hearing Hasan say all he cares about is stirring shit up is probably the most hypocritical thing I've ever heard in my life, because that's pretty much what he bases his whole entire internet presence on, is just stirring up shit.
100%. Okay,
matter,
on the same fucking day, in the immediate moment after that, I have said
the immediate moment after that.
Oh my fucking Lord, dude.
Well, you're
on
just
the
lying.
same
Am I just
exact
let you
coverage, on the same exact coverage of the bombing of this hospital, regardless of the actual, regardless of how overwhelming the evidence was that this was yet another Israeli bombing campaign, which, by the way,
there really wasn't that much evidence, dude. All the evidence,
yes, it
everybody
was.
reporting on, all the people reporting on it.
Okay, okay.
There really wasn't that much evidence. I don't know where he gets his evidence from, but everything I've saw suggests that Willy's right and that it was a messed up Hamas rocket attack that caused the problem, which would make sense because they're using old ass Russian military gear. So to think that a misfire couldn't occur is pretty stupid. Plus, Israel knows the whole world's looking at him right now, so they got to do everything with kid gloves. From laying pamphlets down saying, hey, we're going to be destroying this place, you guys all need to get the hell out of here. Hamas don't give that to Israelis before they attack. So optics is huge here. All right. Now, again, I don't want to act like I'm a professional at this, but I have done a little bit of research, and from what I've learned, it seems like, again, Israeli seems way more open to peace talks than, well, at least before the attack took place. Now Israel's pissed, and I don't blame them. I'll tell you what, if something like that happened in America, we would lay the smack it downeth on them.
Okay, no. We can't have this conversation then. If you legitimately think that there isn't enough circumstantial evidence that all pointed to Israel literally bombing the same vicinity, Israel bombing the hospital 2 days prior, if you think that that is not enough evidence that Israel was bombing the hospital again, including the fucking doctors, including the doctor. Wait, what?
Not 100%. I don't think it's
including
100%.
The fucking 90%. I still think it's 90% that it's Israel.
Yeah,
so how about that?
You still think it's 90%.
Oh, so that's
okay. So he's at least walking back a little bit that he can't be 100% sure, which is what the whole problem was before. Is that he said 100% that this was Israel. He don't know that. He's not there. He wasn't in the war room when they were coming up with this plan. So to say that is ignorant right there. This is like everybody's problem with Hasan. Because I remember he said 100% this is Israel. And now he's walking it back. He's saying 90%. So that's what walking back something is.
That's the difference. So that's the difference. I didn't say 90%. My bad, brother. Sorry.
No,
next time I'll say, guys, it's not.
It should be at least like, if you're going to take that route, be like, okay, 60%, I feel like this was an Israel attack. That makes at least more sense. I feel like, instead of saying this is, that is the difference in the wordage that he should be using. I feel like, and this is, are completely two different segments of conversation that suggest intent versus suggests opinion. And he don't do that. He just straight up says fact, fact, fact. He don't know. He don't fucking know. He wasn't there. You think Israelis reporting to Hasan what they're doing? I don't think so.
90% Israel.
You
What?
still claim it. You still double down and say the exact same thing.
Because of the evidence that I have presented. Every single point of evidence that Israel presented was discredited instantaneously. The only fucking evidence we have is the circumstantial evidence. I said all of these on the same fucking day of the coverage, okay? I said all of the evidence is circumstantial. But of course, circumstantial evidence overwhelmingly says that this was yet another Israeli bombing campaign. We looked through the same.
There wasn't no evidence.
Yes, there wasn't any evidence.
Let's hear what the evidence
no
is.
I mean, there was circumstantial, but you think that's enough to go off of when it's breaking news and they're going to?
Well, it's kind of crazy that you say that, because I did mention that it was circumstantial at the time and that it was over.
Okay, so you're basing your whole argument off of circumstantial evidence, dude. That would not get you convicted in a court of law. Like, that's why they say objection, this is circumstantial evidence, and it gets thrown out. Like, that, you can't convict, you have to have proof, like legitimate proof. That's why DNA tests are so important, and finding bloodstains or finding the body when someone goes missing. You need that proof to get a conviction. And he's literally saying, well, this circumstantial evidence is more than enough for me to convict Israel.
Overwhelmingly. So you do agree with me. Got it. Okay, so circumstantial evidence overwhelmingly favors that this is Israel. Got it, which was my commentary on the time. So now we've proven that you fucking found a 2 minute segment, a 2 minute fucking segment, a 2 minute segment on the day of to fucking clip and go, this is what Hasan said. He's clearly in the fucking wrong. He's so stupid.
And catch you in the slide, right?
He said it, not us.
It's gonna be like, really, it's gonna happen. I mean, what can I do here?
What do you mean?
I'm just gonna go watch the broadcast and show you lying.
Okay, go ahead. That's great. Watch the broadcast. You're most likely going to do the exact same thing that you've done thus far.
Don't even know what I did.
Which is, over the course of a fucking 8-hour broadcast, you're going to find another fucking moment to be like, see? He read the chat.
How do you
he
know
did
what
this.
I did?
He did that. There is, over the course.
I'm starting to think that Hasan might have watched this off stream. The circumstantial evidence suggests to me that he watched this video.
Course of an 8-hour
you right now
broadcast.
Is the same thing you always do. I'm just saying.
No,
like this, you're doing it in real time. You're doing it in real time, bro.
Over the course of an 8-hour broadcast, if you look to literally 3 moments,
how come nobody
you can find
else
me.
Shut up as much as you, dude. That does 8-hour broadcasts.
Because no one has the most psychopathic fucking fandom like idiots like you who fucking sit through every minutia to find a clippable moment. To find a clippable moment to be like, he sucks, he's bad. That's the reason, dickhead. All right. Anyway, I gotta go. I'm being rude to my guest. I can't believe I made Felix sit through this. I can't believe I made Felix sit through this. Okay.
Could I ask a question?
Oh, my guest has a question for you.
All right, let's
go ahead.
Don't you think it's weird how like Anne Hathaway like isn't Jewish? I just found that out like last year.
I don't fucking know, bro.
Doesn't she like kind of like?
I like Felix.
Like Jewish. I always thought
I agree with him. She does kind of. Apparently, she's one of ours.
She's like the opposite. Yeah, that was the question.
That's it.
Yeah.
No, he just wanted to break the tension.
I found out about the Anne Hathaway thing.
Well,
like this
it's breaking news. I'm sure Hasan's looking to do it.
Willy Mac, thank you so much for your ethics in video game journalism or your ethics in conflict reporting.
Thanks for coping by just saying stuff out of context.
Okay, yeah, you got me, dude. You fucking owe me. Okay, thanks for coping, he says. All right, Jesus Christ.
All right, guys. All right, so a lot went on in that debate there, and I gotta be honest, guys. I don't feel like we really grasped anything. I don't feel like we really learned much. All right, like if anything, Hasan just doubled down on the fact that everything he does is based on either circumstantial evidence or just emotion. He didn't own up to really anything. I mean, he did say he gets some things wrong, but he says he's usually right. So I don't really understand how that really affects anything. But Willy Mac, I feel like he should have done a way better job. Like he should have came in way more prepared than he was. He shouldn't have had to stop and go research a video to find out what Hasan said. Like if you're gonna go on to a big stream like Hasan's and try to get one over on him, you gotta come prepared. This guy's been doing this for a long time. All right. Did anybody win the debate? I don't know. Write down in the comments if you think anybody won the debate. But I personally think that it was just a bunch of guys just kind of talking over each other. It's not like it wasn't organized like a Ben Shapiro debate or anything like that. This was just 2 guys who were very passionate about what they believe in, and they were, talking out their ass. But with that said, guys, I hope that you guys will check out the video right here. And with that said, EG Lately out. I'll see you guys next time.